Oh, way, man.
And one thing I want to note about in particular that we're starting to see from the very, very top players when it comes to closing out these games and being in these final situations is it's kind of a term, it's not really something we refer to a lot, but it's a no-build skill. It's when you're out of builds, you don't have all that utility, and you're just
I'm gonna go up here, it's a better freaking view.
Movement and what's on the map around you, and there's very few players who are able to kind of separate themselves and put themselves in a category where it's like, hey, you play really well. I would say Mongrel is another one who you can put in anytime he's out of builds. You don't really ever come out of it.
There's a guy named Not Builds who's playing today, so maybe he's the mastermind behind this entire game strategy and play, and I hope that he brings that to play. He's an end game, maybe that's what's happening, or who knows?
What?
Guys, we get ready to hop into these games. I mean, what do you think we can expect? Now, out of EU, it was a long time. We thought...
Go away, man!
Shows up, drops his massive game in Game 5, and then holds on. Do you guys think we could see that in NAE?
Ha ha ha, how do you like that, huh? How do you like that, huh? Ha 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 ha, how do you like that, huh? Huh? Go away. What?
So we talked about how the pacing of the 6-game tournament plays out. After the first game, who's able to really
Someone's black. Sentinel? Oh wait, no, I'm in black.
5 and 6 eliminations, and then someone was able to convert. Then
Nope.
you really can kind of tell the shape of the game, the shape of the tournament itself. After games number 2 and 3, and in Europe in particular, while we saw that there was a little bit of a lead, it was never more than 4 eliminations until Taysom capitalized. So what
That's a white and that's a black
we're
knight.
waiting for somebody to put a stamp on this tournament.
That's a silver Sentinel and that's a black knight.
And I think NA is ripe for that, particularly because it
I might go
Oh god.
next time there's a World Cup, I might go in it.
Now Riley's hard. You have to play well competitive.
when it matters.
What if I get in it?
There is no definitive favorite.
Go away, Deadpool!
You guys notice on the map, at the bottom side, there's these mountains. In the middle, it's natural low ground. Near the top, there's a lot of water. For NA East, I think it's the zone. The zones we see repeated throughout these 6 games.
Hiding behind Black Knight, mate. Pussy. Wait, freaking more. Yeah, I'll help you different way. Yeah, you have to get that next week.
I've done 49 challenges.
Haha. 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 How do you like that, huh? How do you like that? You're a bully, I'll be a bully back, motherfucker. Go away.
Take a look at some of the winners from the past. Or kind of add to this, and, you know, kind of...
Oh, the winners from the past. There's a blue Sentinel. The Joker is coming in to get... ain't that a bit gay?
Yeah, real girl.
This title, 75 points.
There's no way though.
Sundown, this is mad.
There's no way. Back in a minute.
There's no way Joker is coming in the game with this skin. It literally says on there. Why would Batman be coming in game? No, on the screen, there, it's got like a box, and it had Joker in it, and it looks like a Fortnite skin.
Really was that over to Middle East, you have Cash Cup Warrior, aka ASMR Spire Frog, picking that one up there. 62 points, the victory royale, 15 eliminations, an average placement just outside the top 20.
Yeah, I'm going to say that he needs to change his name to FNCS Winner or Warrior if he wants to, but really good run for him over there on the Middle East. For these 3 regions that we just saw the winners of, it was really, really close on all ends the whole time through, but we've been talking about it. Taysom, he was behind the pack the whole time. Winning out Europe was no easy.
There's some assholes.
All the way from Game 5 and a whole
Hi.
up near the top. I think it was a 12 elimination finish that he had over.
Where's that Deadpool? Oh, it's a Deadpool goer. It's a Deadpool.
Guys, guess what time it is? Time to start things off here in NAE. So for now, let's send it over to our flight captains, Monster Deface and Awesome Antics, as they prep us for our descent onto the island.
Thank you so very much, Zeke, and here we have it. It's all come down to this. It's the FNCS Grand Finals. Game number 1's just about to be on their way.
I don't give a crap.
I am so excited for the games that are going to unfold. The roster is ridiculous.
If you do,
After this, I'm gonna play some solos.
Any longer, we're gonna jump straight into game one of the NA East FNCS Solo Grand Finals. Monster, just how excited are you for this one?
Here we go, this first game.
Absolutely, I'm at peak, I'm at the pinnacle here, and it's the battle bus that is underway. And take a look, here's the nice spread across the map, how your players are spreading across. Now let's keep in mind, guys, after all is said and done, one player is gonna take home that massive champion. Only one player in the region will be able to wield it. And I'm already noticing that P-God
Boogers in here, the World Cup champion.
I love that the camera shot was panning this way, because this is going to be one of the most exciting players, one of the most exciting early gauge engagements that we are going to want to follow right now. How is P-God going to be able to perform today? Are we going to get the P-God that is going to go crazy every single to clutch up towards the tail ends to pick up the big points? That's going to be the name of the game for P-God today. But today, he is contested here by Trim.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. He did so well in the qualifiers when he was contested, and yesterday when he wasn't, he did well but didn't do as well. So I'm not too worried for him here. When we're talking about Storm Surge, talking about these insanely stacked lobbies, sometimes being contested isn't so bad if you're someone as good as P-God at closing it out, which he starts off with a really nice 46 tag, waiting behind that bush. He knows this drop spot so well. He's had it on lockdown for weeks upon weeks. Gets the crash pad in. This is someone who has won a qualifying week from home. If you are just tuning in, you haven't been following NA East, so this is a very big engagement off the bat. If P-God goes down here, it would be a large upset to kick off NA East, and that's why we love NA East so much, Monster. It is always, every single fight is so important.
And you're noticing those chug splashes go off here, so P-God knows the player is already healed back up from the distance that he started. He's going to land a big charge punch shot to kick this off. It's going to go in his favor. Now looking for the control of the walls. And you have to think the enemy he's fighting is probably running out of builds here. This has been a bit drawn out for early game engagement. Yes, another big follow-up. Can he get one more? Oof, that was way closer than what it needed to be with P-God with a single point to kick off the competition.
Yeah, it just shows the confidence. You love to see this out of P-God coming out game one, not scared to take the fight. He set up for it. He wasn't over-aggressive. He was smart with how he engaged, but you knew he backed himself to win that one. And P-God putting himself on the board very early. And maybe that drop play might even change. They might not go Holly Hedges next game. We'll have to see as Avery gets into a fight here as well. Just down near the rig, down on the south side near Slurpee Swamps, gets the tack shots in and takes him down. Heater falling here to Avery. 1 point on the board as well. So we've already seen 2 of the 4 players going down here. So still staying pretty stacked, but we're getting the action.
Let's not forget, Avery has just been outside the top 10 on the week-to-week qualifiers, his best being 11th throughout the course of the competition lead-up. So I'm going to keep your eye out on that. Maybe hasn't been at the top, but could be knocking on that door. We'll see. Spike, on the other hand, has a lot to prove here as well. As an up-and-comer on the scene, just rotating outside of Retail Row. Looking for the big snipe shot, going down range, not going to find it that time. But he's telling everyone he's well and aware and ready to do the do here.
He's good.
Looking at the map there, it looks
I'm
like
joking,
there's
I'm joking.
This loot's not looking too great. Yes, he's going to have to farm up and get situated here.
Yeah, he's going to have to maybe even try and find a pack of Marauders. Maybe very high chance of them spawning around here, being center map. Or can he land that sniper shot? He can.
Holy crap.
I was just about to say,
that was
Spike
sick.
Either has to land a hunting rifle shot or find some Marauders, because 2 chug splashes going into this part of the game where there's not much loot to offer, but there's a lot of loot to offer there from Zen till now.
Just like that, it's going to be 1 down. Another point swinging in the favor.
This is going to take forever.
Talk about this Latin community, Hispanics stepping up to the plate.
Someone's got kit charge.
Oh my gosh, he's got the mythic loot. He's got the Caddy's Corner on lock here. All of Kit's mythic weapons and arsenal in his loadout. And the Vault key card to play with it. Whoever was defending this place off, you can...
At 1 minute stream, I'm just going to invite some people to play. What? Who?
all the loot, he did end up winning the game. And this is someone who's been dropping caddy corners every single game of every qualifier of everything he's played. And you see some people kind of testing the waters, knowing how strong that mythic loot is, but then wanting the consistency so they don't go back there. Cody has been dropping there the whole
You can't hear anything because
it's
this.
at this drop than Cody. And if you are tuning in from home and you tune into the heats, there was a bit of drama around this drop spot,
Listen,
as
Riley.
Zayt did not qualify for grand finals because this drop was too heavily contested. So I think it would have been a big shake-up for Cody if Zayt was in contention today. But
Yes, he left.
one other player. He's got a
Finally.
very good chance to walk away with that loot consistently. So
Riley,
someone to 100%
the Deadpool
doubt.
left. Now we can finally watch it in peace.
Right there for you. Booga, Kaz, Stretch, Crims, Kanata, Clicks, Calc have all competed in every single FNC.
Look, Booga!
Let's not forget
Booga!
on fire yesterday.
Booga! Booga's here.
Coming out of NA East Heat number 4.
Booger is a legend, that's why he's called the World Cup champion.
Himself, and he's looking to continue his stride through solos. As is Cody. I mean, Cody came third in his heats. I know we're just talking about him, but it just shows you we're looking at some of the hottest players on the market right now, hottest players on the scene here. And they'll continue to carry the torch. Let's see though, Booga looking for some early tags. We know this is the thing about
Wait, we're watching Booga?
It's gonna be packed right
Booga?
from the top to the bottom. Every zone we're
Let's go, Booga. Let's do it.
Loads of players to stay alive. There are still 95 players in the game, Ozzy, and the first zone is only halfway through closing. That means of all the fights so far, we've literally captured about 3 of them on broadcast. We are literally seeing all of the action right now because of how intense it is on the NA East region.
Yeah, NA East, they know how to play their games, they know how to play stacked lobbies, and we're going to see who can manage their Storm Surge, and that's why I was so excited to see P-God come out swinging, because a lot of people start off their first game a little bit scared, just maybe the nerves getting to them, they kind of want to play slow, play safe, just kind of play it easy, so P-God coming out swinging was big for him, and he's got his Storm Surge tags on the map as Jake, kind of making a really nice little metal base for himself, has the Mythic Grappler Gun as well. A lot of the conversation always kind of falling around Kit's Mythic Charge Shotgun and Shockwave Launcher, but you really can't count the Grappler Gun out. See someone who's been performing really well with it. Unfortunately, I don't believe making finals here today, so Jake got his hands on that one out of the 3 people that looks like they're dropping here, and he's going to have to find his tags though. If they haven't fought down below, he also has no shotgun, so I'm not really sure how that's going to play out for him.
I mean, he's pulling his cease here, nice and early, high in the sky here at the Authority, looking for those early tags to play into his favor. What I do like about Jace in recent times that he's...
Putting momentum all night.
He's going to try and set up probably on the edge of this mountain. He needs to get a nice high position to go for some Storm Surge tags as well if he hasn't been fighting anyone already. As Booga holding him down, someone who's also been dropping Misty Meadows with him, hitting the rotate a little bit earlier. And we're talking about interactions. We're talking about those who's who of names here. And Booga and Stretch going head to head is going to be one of them. 2 players who have a lot of pressure on them to perform in their own right, but also to outperform each other. They were duo mates and they both performed insanely well, but there's always those whispers of who carried who's better.
1 minute.
Booga and Stretch going head to head in one of the qualifying weeks where Stretch ended up just coming out on top in the final game, winning it over Booga. But this is a rivalry that I'm super excited to see play out.
That's right, and I mean, it's been about 4 months or so since they've entered as a duo into competition,
Yeah.
but the stigma carries with them as they do still play trios and other team-based game modes, so will be interesting to see the clash between those 2 titans. I mean, we saw Janice and Tayson fight one another over in the Stevie Stacks and EU today. That was probably the biggest clash of Tayson's career because he took that to the Axis champions all the way down the line. He got, oh my gosh, with the big follow-up onto Vibes. And that's going to be huge for him, his 2nd elimination right now. 93 players left in the game.
2nd elimination when there's 93 players left. So P-God has taken down 2 of the 7 players that have fallen in this lobby. So you can't overstate how big that is. If you're more of a casual Fortnite fan, you're tuning in, this might seem a little bit ridiculous that 2 eliminations is huge at this point, but as you can see in the top left, there's only 7 people that have gone down. These players are the best of the best, and they're avoiding fights, they're playing safe, trying to get into that top area for those placement points, and P-God just feeling comfortable, he's feeling confident, running around as we see Prickly Boy, the fan favorite of yesterday.
Oh, me not. I'm calling our lead again.
This player was waiting for it, kind of choreographed exactly where he was going to go into this push. So Prickly Boy trying to close it out. Players on top of him. Nice build, but he drops inside the box. 2 tag shots is not enough, and Justice takes him down. Don't think Justice even needed the shotgun there, and look at that loadout. Justice is looking great.
That's right. Justice read the law and laid it down just like that, showing that he was going to be the one to action the scene right now. And that was well played. He just walks through pure confidence through Prickly Boy, who couldn't seem to find the defense, seem to find the shots that he needed. Here's Sentinel's aspect on the other side. One of the veterans of the Fortnite community scene for the NA East. And a part of the earliest days of Fortnite competition. Now, back on his stride, back on the high horse here as a solo competitor. It almost seems like he came out of nowhere in the recent times, just coming back, showing players that, hey, this vet here still has what it takes to compete on the grand final stage. Ladies and gentlemen at home, this is game number 1. If you are tuning in, we do appreciate it. That's going to be a big down there, though. Aussie, that was Cody.
That was Cody. I have to know who gets that loot, because this elimination, while being important, is 1 point. I need to know who gets that mythic loot, because that is going to change the game massively. If you're not dropping caddy corners, but you end up with the caddy... If you're not dropping caddy corners, but you end up with the caddy corner loot, like we saw with Calc yesterday. Calc dropped, I think it was an 8 elimination win or close to it, because he got his hands on that caddy loot, because he found it in the mid to end game. So whoever has now found that, as I say, Calc goes down to Colazo. So players dropping now as Storm Surge, I believe, is going active, but we have 12 people to fall. But if we can get a sight on who exactly has that shockwave launcher, it could play massively into this end game. That's a big name who's been performing and not used to having the added advantage of
my mic, sorry.
Take a look at
1 minute. Never gonna give you up.
to the zone and taking battles along the way. We saw that halfway through the competition, it worked against them. We'll see though, but no, not this time. It doesn't matter. P-God's gonna react with the quickness there onto Uzi. Uzi is an up-and-comer as of late. He has been on fire, but P-God shuts that out. He puts the fire out.
Shuts it out quick. That was such a good, quick flick with the charged shotgun too. That's a hard shot. If you just watched and you missed what happened there, the other player crash padded straight into the back of the box. P-God didn't see the player coming through because the builds were breaking, and then just split-second reaction flicks with the beautiful charged shotgun shot. And P-God's now got 3 eliminations on the board coming into endgame with the peppers as well. So he's got that extra mobility to maybe make that next rotate. And you touched on it just then, Monster.
You actually listened to that.
Go for the safe rotate. He'll go up against players and back himself in fights just like that. And now he's getting Storm Surge tags. He's getting his damage on the board as we still have Storm Surge active.
It's going to be Rubified who's going to scoop that up. It's okay. He's got a nice free...
I'm crazy. Yo.
Man, I got no CCA, bro. I don't got no CCA.
Yeah, I'm still playing. Alright, I'll play.
Yeah, bro. I don't invite you, bro. I don't invite you, bro.
Alright, I'll load that now.
Who's gonna play GTA?
Alright.
Yeah.
Get it.